Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the T67. It's a tier 5 American turreted tank destroyer. I had to think about that one for a second. It's located on the south spawn of Serene Coast, and this one is under the command of SlyMeerkat. And this is the first of two replays on one video. I think you can see he's actually in platoon with Omen Enraged, and he's in a Cavalier. Now this tank destroyer has a 76mm gun, which is capable of doing 115 alpha, penetrating 128mm with standard ammo. With the APCR it goes up to 177. It's quite fast, it's very nippy actually. It's got a 61 kilometers maximum speed, but it's got very thin armour. And this is the second design that the Americans came up with before they finally settled on the Hellcat. The first one being the T49. Okay, he's got a Panzer T25 sat behind him. Hope he doesn't block Sly if he has to pull back suddenly. Now it doesn't turn very well, this tank. It's a fairly poor traverse, but it does have a very good top speed, and the gun is very accurate. You can see here, gun handling's very good. You don't get a lot of ammo though. You only get, well, according to this actually, you got 70 rounds of ammunition. I think they've increased the number of rounds that T67 can carry. You used to carry a lot less than 70 rounds in total. In fact, it was frequent that you'd actually run out of ammo in a T67. He's now putting holes in that M10, no problem, and he's got the kill. So that's his first victim. Got a hit on the BDR, but it doesn't look as if he penetrated. I think that shell went through the tracks. Okay, he's had to abandon that position and move on, so otherwise he's not going to get any damage, because those guys are, well, hiding at the moment. You can see a strip at 42 just on that spot there. He might pop out the other side. Nope, he's not. It looks to me like, oh, yep, he got one in. Sly is going to have to get closer if he wants to get a lot more damage. Gets another one into the engine bay. Yeah, it doesn't turn very well. And the turret is it's got a very slow traverse as well, so that can cause major problems if you roll up to an enemy tank and then you have to turn the turret at the last moment. Ideally, you want the turret turned in the direction of the enemy before you reach them. Okay, KV-1S takes the kill. That's his second. And now he's going to have to get much closer if he wants to get any damage on these BDRs. There's a pair of them there. Okay, this could be fun. Remember, he's got virtually no armour though. Well, that BDR is fairly heavily armed by comparison. But look at those shells just zipping straight through the target, and even got the cupola there on that one. But he needs to be careful in case these guys decide to pay him a visit and come over the ridgeline. Gets another one into the critical. Oh, it's a critical hit. He hit something hard. Couldn't get the pen though. Trying to go for that cupola, and he gets the turret instead and takes the guy out. Unfortunately, we lose our Caro. This is a tier 7 game, he's tier 5, so he's bottom tier in this one. Trying to just hit the cupola without letting the BDR get a shot on him. He's having to rock backwards and forwards. Now he can do it. Yep, that's better. And again, yes, no problem at all. The guy's changed his direction of fire, and that was critical because now he's out of the game. Now, KB3, that's the tier 7 as well, so this is going to be a bit of a difficulty. He's actually switched to the APCR, and the KB3 is firing back at him, so he needs to be careful. But he wants that BDR kill, and he's getting it. Yep, he got it. Now he's vulnerable to the KB3, but he takes... Oh no, he didn't get the kill. He was a one-shot, but the kill actually went to the VK3001P. So now he's trying to engage these enemy tanks, the Jackson. The box tank's just gone down. He didn't get a hit on the Jackson. He's just over a ridgeline. Only the turret is showing, and the guy's pulled back and he's gone. There's only one enemy remaining, and that is a Scorpion. It's the American Scorpion, the one with the 90mm gun. There he is. Okay, no, he didn't dial in there. You've got to dial in, otherwise this gun, it's not as good at long range. Pardon me. It's got a fairly bad dispersion at long range if you don't let it dial in, so it's ideal you do dial in on target. The E25 doesn't really want to go in there, and so I think it's going to be Sly who gets this guy to come out of his little hole. Sly might take some damage, but he's got plenty of hit points. He rammed the guy and gets the kill. And I think he killed him with a ram as well, which means that the first victory, first game's a victory, and let's have a look at the second one. The second replay is on the south spawn of Glacier. Well, this little hot rod is actually powered by a Wright Continental R975 engine, an aero engine. In fact, it's basically the same engine they fitted in quite a few of the M4s. Originally it had a Buick engine, in fact 2 Buick engines actually, 320 cubic inch gasoline engines, but they eventually settled for the Wright Continental engine because it's an aero engine and it's a lot lighter and it's just one big engine, a rotary engine. First target is a KB1, gets a hit, and that one hit the tracks. Blind firing now, I think that was a hit as well. Okay, he fired before he was fully dialed in there, but yep, he's firing APCR to get the pen. Now he's getting it, and the target goes down. He didn't get the kill, it went to the Stug 3G. Now, as I said before, you used to have only 45 shells of ammunition in this tank. Now they've increased it to 70, which means you've got plenty of ammunition to fire at the enemy. Nice, time that one to go to the engine bay. Oh, no, that missed. Oh, that one just fell short. Now you've got the turret, and he's easily penetrating that guy now. A Chinoo's stopped nearby, but he's continuing to fire at the M4 and he kills the M4 with a blind shot. Now unloading on the Chinoo, and can he get a kill shot? Yes! So that's his second kill, the first one being a blind kill. Now this tank destroyer is actually quite low profile. It's got a good top speed, it's got good gun depression as well, 10 degrees of gun depression. But the really bad thing about it is that it's got no armour. It's only 25mm at the front on the hull, or on the turret rather. 12mm, 12.7mm all round on the body, and that's only enough to stop machine gun bullets. That's it. Won't stop a shell at all. And unfortunately, that was a kill steal by the Stug 3G, who took out the Skoda T24. The other thing that's bad about it is it's got low hit points. It hasn't got that many. It's only 470, which is quite low. This is a tier 5, remember. And as I said, mediocre accuracy, and it's also got poor hull and turret traverse, which kind of does present problems at times when you're chasing enemy down. Of course, the tank that actually came out of the T67 was the M18 Hellcat, and that was much, much better. I'm wondering what that Churchill's doing, but he's getting away with it for the moment. Okay, we have got tanks below him, and it looks like he's firing down into our Churchill 1. Yeah, Sly's decided instead that he's not going to go that way. He's going to go around. The enemy's got a Stug 3G somewhere up ahead of us, and we're seeing a BDR-G1B. Oh, good, he's got the G1B just ahead. He lost sight of him temporarily, and we just lost the Churchill 1. It's taken out by the Leopard over there. Unfortunately, we can't get a gun elevation at the moment because we're on a bank. He's aiming ahead of the keel of that ship. Yep, we're on an angle there. He might be able to hit BDR. Unfortunately, he's out of APCR now. Oh no, he's still got one round of APCR left. But he's getting pens on that BDR. But the BDR could have a 90mm gun. If he starts looking this way, Sly will have to move immediately. He's trying to keep as low a profile as possible, and this tank is actually good for doing that sort of thing. The Stug 3G on the enemy team's pulled back towards their enemy cap area. Looks like he's hiding behind that boat. There's a little boat, and the Stug's gone. Our Stug got him. That means our Stug's now got 4 kills. Oh, and he poked his rear out. And there's the Stug. So I think Sly wants this kill if he can get it, but the Stug is acting almost like bait at the moment. And the Arty gets the G1 BDR, so he's out the game. In fact, that was the Su-122A. Now, there might be some enemy tanks near the cap area. They've got a 60 GFT, the Chinese tank destroyer, and also, remember, they've got that Leopard. And there's the enemy Arty. It's the Gorilla. One more shot to kill. Yes! 3 kills now for Sly. He could platoon with the Stug 3G, and potentially he might have a patrol duty as well. There's the 60G. So, okay, he's not behind the trees. He's actually very close. We can probably get a shot on him. Let it dial in. Yes, well done. Very accurate. Took the corner, but he's been spotted by that Leopard. And there's another one up there. There's a Fifi. He's behind the rocks. Now, he might still be able to get a shot at this, even though he's behind the rocks. Okay, Sly is homing in on the enemy. There's only those 2 left now. I think he's going to go round one way. The T-34 goes round the other. And obviously the enemy will have to come a cropper. They will meet one of them. And I think it's going to be Sly who gets them, because they're probably running away. And yes, oh, the Leopard hits us hard. And he's trying to ram us. And he did. But we will get the better of him. He's pulled back. And unfortunately, this is where the Traverse let him down. But the Leopard gets taken out by the Stug 3G to save us. And the enemy VP died as well. So he almost got wiped out. And the Stug did try to platoon with him right at the very end. Here's the end of battle stats, and in the first game on Serene Coast, SlyMeerkat got an ace tanker in his T67. He got a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 8. Got a 5 for effect for doing more damage than the hit points for his own vehicle. And he did pick up a Top Gun for getting at least 6 kills in that game. And yes, you can see the 6 kills there. Let's have a look at team score. Well, we can see here he did get the highest damage in the game, but he didn't get a high caliber, unfortunately. 2,284 hit points of damage from that game. The next high scorer being the Type 5 Chi-Ri, who got 2,212. And the third highest damage in the game was actually the VK3001P on his own team with 2,086. When it came to kills, he had the highest number of those with 6 kills. 3 kills went to the KV1, 2 kills went to the VK3001P and also to the box tank on the enemy team, and only 3 players on the enemy team actually managed to get kills. They were basically slaughtered. When it came to base XP, he's got the top in all 3 columns. He's got 1,177. He's the only one to get over 1,000 XP. 996 went to the VK3001P and 810 went to the Type 5 Chi-Ri. He fired 39 rounds in that game, got 25 direct hits and 20 penetrations, damage of 2,284 hit points, of which 593 were at more than 300 meters. 1 hit received, it was a penetration. He also damaged 10 of the enemy, killed 6 and did 116 hit points of damage assistance. On a premium count, he earned 25,304 credits, got 18,978 from personal reserves, a total of 60,730 credits for the game. But after repair and ammunition resupply, and he did fire a fair amount of premium ammo during that game, he actually ended up with a profit of only 1,142 credits altogether. 1,177 XP, 265 for playing in the platoon, and took away 2,031 experience points altogether. Unfortunately, his teammate over there, Omen Enraged in the Cavalier, he only got 117 hit points before he was taken out, I'm afraid, so he didn't have much in that game. But Sly redeemed it and got a good game. So let's have a look at the second one. That was the one on Glacier, and that was the second Mark game. He also got another ace tanker in the T67, a spotter badge for spotting at least 1,000 hit points of damage, bruiser for getting at least 5 critical hits, he got 10, a fighter badge for getting at least 4 kills. He ended up with 5 in this one, and a fire for effect for doing more damage than the hit points of his own vehicle. He took out 2 enemy Arty in this game. I didn't see him take out 2, but apparently he did get a shot into the Fifi at the last moment of the game, and I missed that because I was watching what was going on with the Leopard, but apparently it was one of Sly shots that actually took the Fifi out. And so, yes, after killing the Gorilla and the Fifi, he ends up with the Pascucci's. He got a Confederate medal for hitting more of the enemy than anyone else on his team, at least 6 tanks subsequently taken out by other teammates. And yes, he did get 20% of the enemy hit pool because he ended up with a high caliber from that game, but sadly no patrol duties showing. So let's have a look at the team score for this one. Well, in this one we can see that the highest damage was 2,913 hit points to Sly. The next highest damage in the game actually turned out to be the VK3001H on his own team with 1,313, followed by the Fifi on the enemy team with 1,273. When it came to kills, he had the highest with 5. The Stug 3G Stug 3 Ausrung G actually managed to get 4 kills in that one, and 3 kills went to the Stug 3 Ausrung G. Oh, there was 2 of them in the game, same type. So all 3 of these guys could have platooned with him, and they all would have ended up with the Brothers in Arms. In fact, they would have ended up with a crucial contribution, and, well, they did try to platoon at the last moment, and unfortunately it failed. I think only one of them actually tried, but I did point out during that moment that they could have platooned, and if they had actually platooned, that would have made this Brothers in Arms and crucial, and made it a very special game for Sly, on top of actually getting the 2 mark on his barrel. When it came to base XP, he's got the top on that one as well. So he's got the top in all 3 columns yet again. 1,437 XP. 780 went to the Churchill 3 and 609 went to the VK3001H. He fired 46 rounds in this game, which is lucky because originally the T67 only had 45. So you can see he actually managed to fire one more round than originally this tank was built with. 33 direct hits and 28 penetrations on the enemy. 2,913 hit points, of which 2,344 were at more than 300 meters. He received 13 hits from the enemy in this game, 7 penetrations, 5 non-penetrations, and 1 hit by way of splash damage, and 120 hit points of damage blocked by armor. 3 enemy vehicles were spotted, 11 enemy vehicles were damaged and 5 killed, and 1,310 hit points of damage assistance. I think that's spotting assist actually, that one. 35,709 credits for the game, and after repair, ammunition, resupply and consumables took away a profit of 24,967 credits. I think he had less premium rounds in this game than he did in the previous one, or at least he managed to generate more credit out of the game anyway. 1,437 XP, 4,312 for personal missions payout, and took away 6,468 experience points altogether. So he's got his second mark. Now the T67 is one of those tank destroyers that you really should try and 3 mark if you can during your time, because it is such a really good tank destroyer. It is difficult to play. It was far more difficult to play back when it had limited ammunition, because eventually you'd run out of ammo, you'd have to ram the enemy to death to get more kills. But I think you can see that it's a fun tank destroyer to play, and yes, you can go far in this little tank, even if you remember that it's got no armor and it's got that poor traverse on both the hull and on the turret. I hope you enjoyed those replays. If you did, please give this video a like, do subscribe to our channel, leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And thank you for watching.